Hyundai's been having a rough couple of months. To top it off, the company recalled over 8,000 cars because of a defect that could cause a vehicle to fire if you're not too careful. It's time to rev up your engines because in this video, we're going to look at the defects in the cars, how they'll fix them, and whether you should be concerned if you own one of these vehicles. First off, Hyundai's got a few safety precautions. It turns out that the Australian government watchdog recalled over 8,000 Hyundai cars because they're concerned about a defect that might end up causing a vehicle fire. Specifically, the Department of Infrastructure and Transport issued the recall last week for Hyundai Santa Fe models, manufactured between 2015 and 2017. And coming within that range are over 8,779 vehicles that might be affected by the defect. The recall notice said that because of the manufacturing defect, the circuit board in the anti-lock braking system, or ABS model, might short circuit whenever the components are exposed to moisture. And if you don't turn off the car in time, it could result in vehicle fire. Adding to that, the watchdog even issued a piece of advice to consumers with cars that they should probably park in an open space. So, they're far away from any sorts of flammable materials and structures. It also wrote that if your vehicle displays an engine warning light, it's best to stop driving immediately and contact your local Hyundai dealer to look into the problem. Obviously, the company's not going to sit there and wait for owners to call them when something terrible happens to the car, so Hyundai Motor Company Australia will go around and contact the affected vehicle's owners. They'll need to make an appointment to have the component inspected and fixed, but free of charge, of course. Following up, this has been going on for a while, with Kia vehicles joining in. That's right, folks. Hyundai and Kia have been telling owners of a couple of their large SUVs to park their cars outdoors and far away from buildings. All of that came after a series of fires involving trailer hitch wiring, and this has been going on for a couple of months. Korean automakers recalled over 281,000 vehicles in the United States because of the same issue. But here's the problem. They're not sure how they're supposed to fix it yet. On the other hand, the automakers reported 25 fires or melting incidents in the US and Canada because of the same issue. Thankfully, there weren't any crashes or injuries, but this is creating urgency. Just over a month ago, the recalls covered over 245,000 Hyundai Palisade and over 36,000 Kia Telluride SUVs from the 2020 through 2022 model years. And in documents by the US National Highway Traffic Administration, the company said that debris and moisture could accumulate in a circuit board, leading to a short circuit and causing a fire. Hyundai will have the dealers inspect the wiring and remove a fuse as an interim repair. On the other hand, Kia doesn't have an interim repair. Both companies say they're still in the middle of developing a final repair. Dealers from both automakers aren't selling any of these affected SUVs until the repairs are done. And honestly, we're not sure how long that'll take. Coming up, Hyundai recalls 53,000 vehicles with dual-clutch transmissions. It seems like an endless list now. It turns out that Hyundai issued a recall through the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NTSHA for short, over a potential malfunction they found. And it wasn't just one, but 6 models' high-pressure transmission oil pumps. Specifically, the recall affects models with Hyundai's 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. And filings with NHTSA involve a lot more detail of the improper fail-safe software logic when oil pump faults are defected, leading to a complete loss of drive power. Now, let's jump into the technical bits. The recall report says that drivers might be alerted to the problem with the illumination of multiple warning lamps. At that point, the internal fault detection will put the vehicle in a limited mobility fail-safe mode, and that could be followed by a total loss of motive ability as the transmission clutches and drive gears disengage after about 20 to 30 seconds. At least, that's what Hyundai's filing said. Hyundai's documents filed with NHTSA claim that there have been at least 229 reported incidents in the United States from June 2021 through September 2022. At the same time, there aren't any confirmed accidents or injuries because of the problem. And if you're wondering, here's the list of affected models. We've got Elantra N, Kona N, and Santa Cruz vehicles from the 2022 model year, Santa Fe, Sonata, and Veloster N vehicles from 2021 and 2022. With that said, about 53,142 vehicles were involved in the recall. Up next, Hyundai issued a stop sale order for these vehicles. Honestly, that was bound to happen. As for now, the dealers will inspect the transmissions and even replace them free of charge wherever necessary. They're also going to reprogram the transmission control unit with updated software to fix the fail-safe driving capability. Since October 7th, Hyundai has issued a stop sale order for all of the affected vehicles, and they're going to start contacting owners by December 5th. In the meantime, if you own one of these vehicles, you can check whether it's incidents affected on the NHTSA recalls website. Not to mention, these incidents killed the trust factor in many owners. After a couple of incidents like these, and with owners taking their cars back to get their defects fixed, a lot of them aren't trusting the company the way they did. Many think that it's hard to keep making excuses for the brand. On the one hand, for some people, the incredible warranty and a well-developed sense of patience are more than enough to outweigh the issues. At the same time, others will write off this brand entirely based on the constant stream of recall news. So if Hyundai wants to win them back, they'll need to put in a lot of work. While no manufacturer is perfect, many aren't ready to roll the dice with Hyundai after the recalls. So now they're trying to make it up to their clientele by focusing on other things. Moreover, Hyundai sells $170 kits to foil viral thefts. There's also been quite a surge in thefts of many of its vehicles. Combined with the recalls, it's not a great look for the company. To top it off, many of these thefts are even recorded and shared by thieves on social media platforms. And that's exactly why Hyundai is selling a $170 security kit, hoping it'll prevent future thefts, or at the very least, make them a lot more difficult. The 2019 to 2021 Hyundai Accent seems to be one of the most frequently stolen vehicles. And similar models from Kia, Hyundai's parent company sibling, are also affected by the viral thefts. Specifically, we're pointing fingers at Rio and Sportage, which also made a list, although the automaker still has to announce any fixes for now. Now, while the Hyundai safety kit will cost you the same everywhere, the installation cost might differ depending on which dealer you go to. Now, the affected vehicles include models from 2016 to 2021, such as the Accent, Elantra, Elantra GT, Santa Fe, Santa Fe XL, Sonata, Tucson, and others. Here's what they all have in common. Every vehicle uses a steel key and doesn't have an engine immobilizer. Hyundai says it will also be working on a software update for the first half of 2023 that will hopefully be able to protect its cars better. Finally, Hyundai's got its investments tied up elsewhere. The Hyundai Motor Group will invest $12.6 billion by 2030 to make lines of code the most critical part of future Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis vehicles. The automaker also announced its roadmap for software-defined vehicles. If anything, they expect just about 20 million vehicles worldwide to be part of the group's connected car services by 2025. Coincidence or not, that's the same year that all Hyundai Group models will be considered software-defined vehicles, or SDVs for short. These SDVs are cars that can change some pretty important aspects of their performance based on new lines of code. And with over-the-air updates, SDVs can adjust everything from infotainment to safety features and even self-driving capabilities. And Hyundai will be putting in an enormous investment in what it's calling the upcoming software age for vehicles. That's a wrap for this video. What's your take on the manufacturing defects in Hyundai's affected vehicles? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. We'll see you in the next one.